Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Devils You Know. Hockey fan, New Jersey Devils fan, sports fan, fact fan, trivia fan. Who cares? Anyway, so first of all I want to thank Angus Crookshank for came on a live stream, which was, I don't usually do live streams, so it wasn't something that I expected anyone to show up for. So for the people that did show up, we very much appreciate it. Also, Kenny Danico, of course. I have to thank him, and we'll be seeing him again. We'll probably be seeing Angus again, probably right before camp. See what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna start out with some questions and answers, right? The first, all right. Steve Tambellini. He is the first. He's the player who scored the first power play goal in New Jersey Devils team history. It was during a 3-3 victory against the New York Rangers on October 8th, 1980. Is that not a beautiful thing? That is an amazing fact. As well as on October 5th, 2006, the Devils played their first game with Patrick Elias, number 26, our favorite Czech, Patrick Elias, as team captain. He didn't really like it. It was a season opening 4-0 victory against Carolina at their old RBC Center. But Patrick didn't like the pressure of being captain, and he gave it up to Jamie Langenbrunner. Yeah. So that's another fact. Christoph Oliwa, a player that made a big bang in the playoffs for the Devils. What I got right here is the question is, the Devils says, what year did Christoph Oliwa win the Stanley Cup? It was obviously 2000. Great guy, great career. Love him. Anyway, let's talk about Kenny Danico, our favorite Mr. Devil, and another Devil that he played for the Rangers, so you got to give him a little shit, John McClain. On October 5th, 1983, both forward John McClain and defenseman Ken Danico made their debut in the NHL with the Devils in a 6-2 loss against the Rangers in the season-opening game at MSG. McClain scoreless, and Danico, guess what? Danico assisted on a second-period goal. Oh my God! The goal was by Rick Chernomaz. I've never heard that name before. I don't think Rick Chernomaz. But wow, Kenny Danico got the point before McClain. That's pretty funny. Which player led all Devil rookies in points in 2009-2010? Now, if you got the 2009-2010 season, you got your usual. You got your Parisi, you got your Zajac, you got your Zubris. But this is a rookie. So 2009, I'm going to give you, obviously I don't want to keep you hanging. I'm talking to myself here. Nicholas Bergfors. You remember Nicholas Bergfors? We had a few memories with him, and not as many as we thought we would. He was actually thought to be more than we ever got of him, which is really actually unfortunate. I just posted over on X the other night. I called it the Zharkov, because I was talking about Vladimir Zharkov. On December 4th, 2009, rookie Vladimir Zharkov, playing in his third career game, scored his first NHL point to help the Devils defeat Tampa in a 3-2 victory at Prudential Center. He assisted on a third-period power play goal by guess who? Yeah, who the fuck scored the goal? Nicholas Bergfors. Yes, it all ties back, my friends. Oh, my Lord. What? All right. In 1987, The Devils had their second overall pick. Now this is the second time they had a second overall pick. It took all the way till Nico Hischier to get a first overall pick, but in '87 they had a second overall pick. And who did they pick? And did he last? Was he an NHL power? He didn't last with New Jersey, but he did last in the NHL, and he did end his career in the NHL. His name is Brendan Shanahan, of course. Um, Now famous for being involved in player safety. March 8th, 2001, the New Jersey Devils defeated Minnesota Wild 6-2 at Continental Arena. The win gave the team an all-time record of 651 wins, 651 losses, and 188 ties. The first time the Devils were at 500 exactly, all time since October 22nd, 1982, when they were 3-3-3. Now that is a really cool stat. I see those are the kinds of cool stats that I like to hear and I like to talk about. Not many people do, and if you're listening to this and you like stuff like that, let me know. Talk about, comment down below on here on Stack, or if you're watching this on YouTube, possibly, or if you're even on Spotify. Can you even comment on Spotify? Who the fuck knows? Because it's not me. If anyone knows, it's not me. That's for sure. What team did the Devils? What team did they defeat for their first regular season win at the Prudential Center, which was at October 31st, 2007? Now, to tell you a story about what happened the night of the opening of the Prudential Center. I'm sorry, because I already have the story in my head. They beat Tampa Bay. That was the first win at the Prudential Center. Opening night at the Prudential Center against Ottawa was a horrifying night for my family. We drove in. I drove my car. I had my brother with me who was 16 at the time. And I had my cousin, a young cousin with me. Hey, buddy. My dog came in. And as we were driving away from the game, posters in hand from the opening night. I have some opening night posters if anyone's interested. If you're listening to this and you want one of those opening night posters, and you've seen me post them on X, if you've seen me at all on X, you've seen me post them. They're up there. Let me know. But we drove and we were making the turns to get on, go over some bridge or something to get onto the turnpike or the, whatever brings you to the turnpike there. And we hear a gunshot go off, and there was traffic, so we were stopped, and a man behind our car was shot. And rest in peace to that man, he was dead. He was shot in the head right behind my car. And I had two minors in the car with me who witnessed. I mean, they didn't witness it, but there was some yelling going on, so that maybe maybe my younger cousin might have. I don't know. It's just a really horrible story. It's a really horrible story. Anyway, Tampa Bay Lightning, first win at the Prudential Center. October 5th, 1991, defenseman Scott Stevens made his New Jersey Devils regular season debut during his season-opening 7-2 victory against his former team, the St. Louis Blues, at Byrne Arena. That's again another stat I like to hear, that he made his debut, regular season debut, despite. And he happened to play St. Louis, who he just came from. Right? It's not like he had any bad blood with them, but still, he just came from there, and they spank him 7-2. Love it. Take a sip of my coffee. All right? Give me a fucking break. Devils obtained from the St. Louis Blues in exchange for Cam Janssen on February 26, 2008. Who the fuck do you think? Captain Bryce Salvador. Who the fuck do you think? Alright, I'm done. I'm done with that shtick. Martin Brodeur of the New Jersey Devils won his fifth career William M. Jennings Trophy in 2009-2010. This trophy, of course, is awarded to the goaltender, having played a minimum of 25 games for a team with the fewest goals scored. The Devils allowed a league low 186 goals that season. And he has won that before and won it in tandem. Can you tell me down in the comments who he won that with in tandem? And if you tell me that, I will send you a Martin Brodeur card that I can assure you is worth money and in mint condition. Do it. Make the comment. Which two former Devils players scored goals for the Ducks during the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim during this 2003 Stanley Cup Finals against New Jersey? One is easy. One you're gonna say Peter Sikora. People are gonna know that one. But the other one is a little more obscure. Not the player, because he's a legend in his own right. He wore number 32, which was back in those times was almost another number to wear for a forward. Steve Thomas played for many teams. Steve Thomas, many teams, but also locally Islanders, Devils. Good man, Steve Thomas. He has a hockey face. Steve Thomas does. On October 15th, 2010, rookie defenseman Matt Taormina scored his first career goal in a 3-2 loss against the Avalanche at the Prus Center. He scored on a power against Craig Anderson at 14:48 of the second period with assists from Ilya Kovalchuk and Patrick, my friend Eliash. Which Devils player scored 2 goals in a 6-3 victory against the Ducks in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final on June 5th, 2003 at Continental Airlines Arena? Now that's obviously that was the only game that at Continental Airlines out of the 4 that wasn't a shutout. But one player, well, two. I think 2 players might have scored 2 goals. No, I think it was one. It was Jamie Langenbrunner. Okay, it was fucking Jamie Langenbrunner who would go on to become a lot of the guys on that team. How many guys became captain? Niedermeyer, and then Langenbrunner and Eliash. Yeah, yep. On February 10th, 2010, defenseman Davison, his Devils debut. Do you remember him? In a 3-2 overtime loss to the Flyers at the Prus Center. He wore number 18. That's Sergei Breland's number 18, and I believe, and what do you think about this? I believe Sergei Breland, first of all, Sergei Breland gets crowd applause immediately. I'm saying he gets his number retired. That's it. Retire 18. Which 4 players scored at least 20 goals for the Devils in 2001 and 2002? That one might be hard. That's a hard one. I could name 3 of them off the top of my head. The 4th one, which I'm reading, I could honestly tell you I did not know. I would have never even guessed it. This is 2002. It's kind of an obscure season. I've used that word earlier in this episode. I don't know why I keep using that, but it's kind of an odd season between a Stanley Cup championship, a Stanley Cup Game 7 loss, then that season, and then a Stanley Cup win. It's kind of that weird season in between. But the answer is Cora, Patrick Eliash, Jason Arnott, all of them on the A line, and Bobby Holik. So that line was powerful. And if you're doing a quarter century team out there and you're listing your players, if you don't have an A line on there, you don't know what you're talking about. That's it. And honestly, I saw someone do like one of those things, and they didn't have the A line on there. Arnott wasn't on it. Sikora and Eliash were, but they weren't even on the same line. I'm not talking about him. I don't even know who that person is. I forgot, but he did have a team lined up there. He even had Langenbrunner in there, which is, ballsy. Ballsy at the least. On the 18th of October, 1989, rookie defenseman Vyacheslav Slava, as we called him, Fetisov, of the Devils scored his first career goal during a 5-3 victory against the Philadelphia Flyers at Brendan Byrne Arena. He scored on a power play against goaltender Pete Peters at 36 of the first period with assists from Johnny Mack and Reijo Ristolainen. Of course. which New Jersey Devils player finished third in voting for the Lady Byng as the most gentlemanly player in 2008-2009. I'll give you a hint. 2008-2009. Zach Parisi, of course. And we're going to end it with a fact, okay? And this is going to the AAAHL, which is exactly where we're going to see Angus Crookshank playing with the Utica Comets. And check out my interview with him. It was really cool. It was really nice of him to do it. It's a video interview. It's not only audio only. It's a video interview. Check it out. It's right here on Substack. It's also on YouTube. But anyway, on June 10th, 2000, the Devils took the Albany River Rats, who then they turned to the Albany Devils, took them to Lowell, Massachusetts to become the Lowell Devils, which then, of course, went to Binghamton to become the Binghamton Devils, and then, of course, came to Utica now and are the Utica Comets, not the Utica Devils, which, of course, I think we all would like to see the Utica Devils be back in the fold. So that's it for the Devils you know. If you know any Devils, let me know. And shit, I don't even know what to say. My dog's. But you hear my dog barking? That means something's wrong. So I should probably get going. I'm sure you heard that barking. So but dance with me. Let's listen to some music. Let's do it.
Is no goal.
I'll talk to you soon.
Turn the lights
Let's go,
on bright.
Hey, Fitz, we still haven't gotten any signings. You sure Luke wants to sign?
Feels
Maybe he doesn't.
my love.
What's going on,
coming from
Fitzy?
the heavens
The
above.
fuck's going on, Fitzy?
When my eyes meet your eyes, you know it's true. Baby, come dance with me. Baby, come
Do it.
dance
move,
with
bro.
me.
You gonna make the move or not?
On
You don't
TV.
overpay this motherfucker
At
either.
the
You don't
TV
overpay on an
station.
entry-level deal. Don't.
Baby, come